Am I in the picture or not?
Yeah, of course you're in the picture.
Even? Still?
No, then you cut off your head. You want to go more up?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just thinking the car should probably be in focus afterwards.
Yeah, afterwards, but I'll just do a new shot.
Right.
You can see me carrying it up. Is it recording now?
Yeah, of course it's recording. Go ahead.
Everybody who even thinks that making YouTube videos is easy, it is not.
Oh, whatever.
Especially if you have like a really non-cooperative wife.
Oh, whatever. Cutie, zip it and make the video.
I am making the video. This will be like really freakishly long to put into a window ghetto movie maker.
Stop ranting.
Yeah, I am not ranting. Thank you for watching. Today I'm going to do an I'm not that much into unboxing videos. You know what it is, if you want to have a look at what a cardboard box looks like, just go to your local supermarket, see where they transport the bananas in, and take it from there. I did get a box with the car, but you know, since I figured that you people would not be that interested in seeing the box, met this homeless person on my way home. I decided to give the box to this car I came into him. This car is so big that he managed to convert this into a 6-bedroom apartment. He is comfortably living in it right now. I think his box is almost bigger than my house. Anywho, you know, I'll just toss the car on the table. I'll show you all the other goodies that you get with this car, and I'm really excited about this because it is, I think, a world's first. I'm the first person on the globe to have this car, well, apart from the manufacturer themselves. Okay, now watch me break my back on this. The weight on it is actually not too bad for a large-scale RC car. It's around, I think they say it's around 11 kilos, which makes it a lot lighter than my, see the lamps coming off the ceiling here, which makes it a lot lighter than my Losi 5T, for example. And size-wise, it is it's pretty close. The width on it is it's a bit wider than my Losi 5T. Wheelbase somewhat comparable to HPI Baja SS, and the wheel size is also comparable, but I'll show you that later. It's the new FG Truggy, the TR4. Super excited to have this one. It's a completely new style of body. It looks a bit like a stadium truck in a way. It's a bit of a monster truck feeling going on. It just screams basher. Anyway, I'm going to take you up close, show you the car, what it looks like. Pop the body pins out and show you any similarities also with some previous FG models. Okay, first off, let's have a look at the shell. You can tell a few things looking at the outside over here. This spoiler is pretty much similar. I think it's exactly the same as it comes on the FG Leopard. And then it has this complete new body going on. The front bumper looks also pretty familiar to me. I've been browsing FG catalogs for quite a few times to see what kind of new models are coming out. And this is actually the same, I think the same bumper that FG uses on the monster truck, on the stadium truck conversions. Let me see if I can find a folder over here. Just listen to me yap while I find the brochure and try to see if I can actually show you what I mean with similarities in the parts. Looking through the pages here, really have to think before. Oh, sorry, I was mistaken. It's the same bumper that comes on the FG monster truck Hummer. As you see over here. Over here it's silver. Here it's black. I think the black one goes really well with that murdered out look that they got going on. Yeah, looking at the shell, they did a great job for an RTR to give it some custom paint, or a custom. I think it's dipped from the inside, as most RTR shells are. It comes with a few window stickers, some TR4 stickers. 4 in this case stands, I think, for 4-wheel drive, because this is a car based on a four-wheel drive FG Leopard. Tires on this car are the tires and the wheels, they're completely new. It's a lot larger than I would have thought. What I will do is, for size comparison, most people are familiar with HPI Baja wheels and tires. So I will grab a few of those, toss them next to it, so you have some sort of reference where this sits size-wise. I think enough talking about the shell. It seems pretty durable to me. Tiny roll bar over here. I will just pull out the pins, put the shell to the side, and show you what's underneath. Okay, the shell is off. What you're looking at over here, it's the latest version of the FG Leopard. The FG Leopard is a platform that has been around for, I think, almost 15 or 20 years even. It's a proven success. It's a proven concept. The FG Leopard has been developed over the years to be a very durable car. Gets raced in European competitions, and I think in this setup, with it having the stadium truck body, it turns a bit more into a basher, where the FG Leopard kind of screams that it wants to be used on a track. This truck over here screams that it wants to be used in a bash pit, out on a field with your buddies on a Saturday afternoon, just trying to make it flip as many times as possible and just go completely bonkers with it. There's a brand new engine in these latest generation of FG vehicles. It has an FG label on it, but it's a CY engine. The previous FG models came with Zenoah engines. Zenoah engines are very durable, but the main difference between this new CY engine and Zenoah engines is the one that they dropped in this last generation of vehicles. These are 4-bolt engines, meaning that the cylinder gets bolted to the crankcase using 4 bolts instead of 2, which was the case with Zenoah engines. That allows for a bit of a higher compression inside the engine, tiny bit more horsepower, and a bit more durability, since you're less prone to blow a gasket. The overall engine setup is pretty similar from what you would expect from FG. It has a tiny exhaust chamber going on over here with a powder coated pipe coming right underneath the back of the body over here. There's a clutch housing that those who are familiar with the FG products will recognize, because this as well has been around for the last few years, as is the same with the spur, the pinion, and the brake system. Brake system is it's an epoxy brake disc right before the transmission casing. A single brake linkage going on over here, and yeah, well, this works fine, so why go any more complicated on it? The battery setup in this car is, I think, similar from what you would be used to in an FG Leopard. Just pop out the pins over here and pull out the pack, so I can show you what it is. It's a 6-volt 2000 milliamps pack. You can, if you wish to, you can upgrade these in the future. Steering servo, also a familiar one, high-tech Metal Gear servo. Same servo that you would find in any RTR FG car. Sportline has the same servo, plenty of torque. One of the biggest surprises I find in this car is the use of a Savox digital servo, also a Metal Geared one for throttle and braking. So that is something that is definitely new in this car compared to the previous models. Something else that you would find in the box is, apart from this wall charger that I'm not going to use, because I think any self-respecting RC hobbyist should have a nice computer charger to charge up those batteries. Anyway, really nice that it is included, because if it is your first RC car and you want to charge your battery, you can just go ahead and do it. I, for one, will not use this one. The other thing that's included in the pack is this Robitronic 2.4 GHz radio. I already have one of these because it was included in my FG Sportline 4-wheel drive, so I think it's a familiar looking radio once I get it out of the box. Yep. This is definitely something that I've seen before. If you were looking for an unboxing, bam, there it was. I took something out of the box that sounds super exciting. Not. Look at it. Good radio. Use this one on the 4-wheel drive as well. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. It has a good range, feels good, you know, it's light, compact, small antenna. Yeah, perfect for what you need. If you do decide that you want to change your radio gear, the FG radio boxes are really simple to open. They open up with 2 screws. Just plug in your own receiver, and you can use whatever radio you want. I think those 2 parts over here that hook up to the lower A-arms, that those are new, because I cannot recall seeing them on any car before. I can imagine that they kind of protect the spring purchase. These these complete shocks, they seem to be big bore shocks. When I pulled the car out of the box, I was quite surprised with the size on them. But in fact they are the same size as you would find them on an FG Leopard. So that's kind of an optical illusion, I think, created by the bigger size of wheels, and perhaps also by the color scheme that they chose for the shocks. The fronts come with orange springs, and the rears come with red springs. Goes really well with the theme that they chose for the ready-to-run body. Nothing truly surprising here. There's two mounting points in the top. There's a few in the bottom, and you can also move around that protective bit. I think a few slots if you would choose to want to alter that. Beefy drivetrain, really thick dog bones, thick adjusters for the upper A-arms, and also thick turnbuckles. I don't think I'll be breaking anything on this car anytime soon. Over to the rear, I have no idea if this is the same as they would make it on a Leopard. I just think it is really clever, especially since that new stadium truck body is kind of closed off, and you don't want to pull body pins off completely anytime that you want to restart the engine. So what they did is the pull starter is in the back of the car. The body, I will show you a few close-ups in a bit where the body is mounted. The body kind of curves around over here, so you have easy access to this pull start. And yeah, you know, it doesn't get any easier than this. Over here you can see the air filter, of course, with the engine being in well, backwards. And over here you see the tip of the exhaust. This whole section kind of blends in with the rear of the body, so that's just perfect. Few surprising things, I think. For example, these shock caps. I don't know if this is something that's common on the FG off-road vehicles, but there's actually a bleeder cap sitting on the top of the shock over here. If you have an HPI Baja, for example, this will be an option part. Makes it way easier to remove the air from the shocks in case you do some maintenance on them and you want to put some new shock oil in. A bleeder cap, one of those bleeding valves over here, greatly helps in shifting out your shock oil. So also track-wise, I think this would be a really well-performing car, especially since it is based on the FG Leopard. The shock bodies, they're anodized aluminium, as are all the shock adjustment rings, the caps, you name it. Quite thick shock shafts. Doesn't look like that will break easily. And well, over here, as it is on the front, thick turnbuckles, thick dog bones, and right down the center you got that drive belt, four-wheel drive system going on that FG is really known for. I think you managed to see the chassis. The chassis, at first I thought it was anodized. Turns out that this is actually powder coated, which gives it a bit of extra protection. It also looks a bit cleaner. Where I have like bare aluminium chassis on my Sportline vehicles, which are also nice, but they tend to stain up a bit, especially with the oil spluttering around. And this one with the powder coating, I think it's a bit easier to clean it off, and well, it also makes it look a bit more high quality finish. All the screws are countersunk. Yeah, you know, it looks good. Nice workmanship on this. Over here down the center between the radio box and the steering servo, you can see the drive belt protector. There's a drive belt going on from back to the front. And well, it's completely closed off. You can't reach it from the bottom of the chassis, and you cannot reach it from the top. So it is not really that prone to damage. And well, again, you know, FG has been around for such a long time. This is a proven system, works really well, and it's I think it's the ultimate way to get the drive to go from the back to the front without making it too complex with a center diff and whatnot. One of the biggest novelties on this type of car is the wheel and the tire combination. It's the thing that really sets it apart from the Leopard, along with the shell, of course. You can see these tires. I was so surprised by how large they are, and I'm really not kidding you. I have a number of off-road large-scale vehicles, amongst them, of course, the Losi 5T, but also the HPI Baja SS. This thing, the wheels, it's something new. It's a new type of size. There's two different compounds. I think the compound of the front tires is a hard compound, where the rear tires comes as a medium compound or even a soft compound standard. Let me check out. It's a medium compound. It says so with a tiny letter on the sidewall of the tire. I got a few other large scale tires sitting over here. I got some HPI Baja SS tires, the buggy type of tires, and I also got some Losi 5T tires. Let's put them next to it so you can actually scale it up and see what I'm talking about. Let's start off with the sand pedals that I got for my Baja 5B. You can tell instantly that, or maybe you cannot, but I will just tell you, the tires on the FG car are slightly bigger than they are, larger, wider than they are on the HPI Baja 5B, and they're also a tiny bit taller. If I put them next to each other, the diameter on the FG wheels seems to be like a centimeter bigger than they are on the HPI tires. That's like a half an inch if you have not adapted to the metric system, which you perhaps should. But you didn't hear me say that. These are my Losi wheels. It's Losi rims. The tires on them are RC four-wheel drive sand pedals, which are, I think, the largest tires that you can buy when it comes to diameter, along with hostile MXTs. You can tell that they're really not that far off from these new FG tires, and they are a lot wider. If I get this last set of tires, this is a front 5T HPI Baja rim with a stock Losi tire mounted to it. You seem really skinny compared to these new FG wheels. So I'm really eager to try these out and see if they're as grippy as they look. Well, there you have it, the brand new FG Truggy TR4. Comes with everything that you need to get going. 2.4 gigahertz radio, wall charger for your battery if you don't have a charger yet, and all the servos, everything is pre-installed. Just charge your battery, fuel up the tank, and you should be good to go. And that is exactly what I'll be doing this weekend. The weather over here is really bad. It's been raining here for the past 3-4 days. I intend to take this thing out to the sand pit to give it a good testing and a maiden voyage. So it for sure will be some muddy conditions if I take it out, hopefully tomorrow, perhaps the day after. I hope you will tag along with me. If you want to be a bit ahead of what's going on over here on YouTube, make sure to give my Facebook page a like. The Facebook page is called HemiStorm Products. There's a link in the description box below. There's also a link to the FG Online web store. I'm not sure if this car is already on there, but if not, it will appear in the next couple of weeks. I want to thank you for watching. If you liked this video, I thought it was a bit informative, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos, paint jobs, whatsoever, random RC stuff, make sure to subscribe if you haven't yet. If you have any questions, comments, or whatsoever, leave me a comment in the box below, and I'll try to get back to you. Thank you for watching, and stay safe.